Hey. Oh, shoot. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Financially Lit Tuesday. Um, for some reason, whenever I add, like, I don't know what's going on with Instagram. Like, hey, y'all. Hello, hello, hello. Give me 1 second while I get this Instagram thing together because it never seems to want to work when I want it to work. And I have to end up doing the most. So, sec, un momento. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Happy Financially Lit Tuesday. Back at it again. So today we're going to be talking about the diminishing value of the US dollar. So I asked the question on my page today, right? Because I really wanted to see, what was people's mindset as far as the value of the dollar and if anyone's actually recognizing it. Oh, Joshua, can you do me a favor, please? You close this and then open that light. Thank you. Hello, hey, my cleaning come true. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how's everyone doing today? How y'all doing? So we are talking, like I said, about the diminishing value of the dollar. So this is big. Go ahead and hit share. Let everyone know. Go ahead and support Grand Rep Financial. But yes, so definitely want to make sure that I'm shedding light on this. Hey, it's Bria. Oh shoot! Hey, Bria. Hey, how's business doing? How's life? Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Oh, my bad. I'm on the live. But yes, I hope everything's going well for you. Hello, open love. Hello, hello, hello. What the hell? Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, we are talking about that dollar value diminishing, or if y'all even recognize or realize the difference between how the dollar is currently worth, like how much it's worth these days. Hello, DJ Vava Mix. So yeah, so just making sure that we're kind of up to date and kind of seeing like, hey, like on the financial side, how are we being affected right now? We're just kind of going day by day. COVID is consuming us. So many different things are like in the media, right? The riot, like so much is going on. But on the financial side, how are we being affected? Like we have Bitcoin in the game right now. We have different stocks going wild right now. The stock market is going crazy. We have real estate doing its thing. We have money being printed out the yang. We have loans out. We have these bills that are being passed. So really on the financial aspect, how are these things affecting us, right? So I wanted to make sure that today on this live, we're going to go ahead and talk about that. Of course, per usual, if y'all have any questions, let me know. Let me know. Mhm. And then if you're watching, go ahead and comment, say hey to your girl, all that good stuff. I definitely love to hear from you all. So let's go ahead and get it cracking. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead. Okay. Excuse me. I just had to make sure I'm hydrated out here. All right. So earlier today, I posted on my page, on my personal page, right? So I asked everyone, uh, over 20% of the money that is U.S. currency that is currently circulating, it was printed last year during 2020. So what does that say to you? So really getting people's insight ideas of what exactly is going through their mind when they hear that. What are they thinking? So I really wanted to get into the minds. And to you out there that's watching, what do you think about it? Maybe you didn't get a chance to comment on my status, but what do you think about it? Like, does it bring any like questions to mind? Maybe any insight or anything that you wanted to share that's like, oh shoot, you know what? Da 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 da, or yeah, I thought of it being this. All right, so my clean come true said, or Bria said, the government full of BS. That part. Stress, right? Yeah, it's like it's a lot of mess. So usually, so I do want to touch on this. So usually there is money being printed, constantly, right? But there's also money being taken out of circulation. So they print more, they take money out. So usually with the Federal Reserve, they're saying, hey, we're gonna loosen the requirements, the banking requirements of how much money they can have on reserve, right? So in that moment, they're saying, hey, we're going to keep more money in circulation. So they lessen the restrictions because they want to increase spending power, or they want to allow the banks to give out more loans or funding, or however they see fit. Right. And then the other side of things is, oh, shoot, we have way too much money in circulation. Let's go ahead and take all that money and burn it, and take it out of circulation. And then when they want to loosen the restrictions a little more, they print more money, right? So money is constantly being printed, but money is also constantly being taken out of circulation. So usually it's an odd balance. So, but last year they had to basically flood the amount of printing. They were moving, right? Printing, the press machine was booming, and what that basically did was it decreased the value of the dollar. So the dollar that we've known a few years ago is no longer worth the same amount, because now it's essentially worth less because there's so much money in circulation. Hello, Coach Chan. Hello, everyone on Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. Go ahead and comment. Let me know how y'all doing. But yeah, so that money is no when that happens, they're going ahead and removing that money out of circulation. So the dollar as we know it, like I was saying, has decreased in value. And what that does to us, our consumers, our buying power, so we have the inflation, right? I'm basically hinting at inflation at this point. So what it does is say now a loaf of bread used to be $4. Now it's $5, right? So, but if we didn't receive and I know I asked these questions in the polls. If y'all are looking on Facebook, you should be able to see some questions in there where you can answer some of my poll questions, right? I kind of want to see based on what y'all are going through, to get some more insight, right? So yeah, so based on that, uh did you receive a raise going into 2021? Hopefully you did, because what happens is that $50,000 that we were getting paid last year is no longer essentially worth $50,000 going into 2021 because things have increased in price. So that loaf of bread, that gallon of milk, those things that you're used to paying $4 for, $3, $2 for, shoot, the sweet tea at McDonald's that used to be $1, the coffee at the gas station that used to be $1, they can no longer supply these things at $1 anymore because the value of the dollar is diminishing, which means in order to get that same buying power, they have to increase the price. Right. So, and I brought this question as well. So anybody a business owner, go ahead and comment for me. Let me see who's a business owner out there, who's an employee, or maybe even both. Go ahead and comment for me. So I can go ahead and get an idea. Uh and I'll continue to go as uh hey Autumn. Hey. Yeah, so Autumn, I know you're a business owner, so I asked business owners, did you increase your pricing going to into 2021? Because if you didn't say, hey, let me sit down and restructure my pricing, what happens is the supplies and things. What was the question? The question was, as a business owner, I know, Bria, you have your business, did you increase your pricing going into 2021? And then if you are an employer as well, did you get a raise with your employer, through your employer going into 2021? So, and I say these things because as an employee, Like I said, that $50,000 last year is not worth the same amount going into 2021 because money, the dollar has lost its value. So it's going to take more dollars essentially to equal the same amount. So that's the cost of inflation. So making sure we're keeping up with that. Oh yeah, I went up around November. Awesome, Bria. Right? So we do want to make sure as a business owner that we're increasing our pricing because we have to meet inflation. So every year as a business owner, you should already be increasing your pricing at least a little bit because you want to meet inflation. Like you want to make sure that, hey, the amount that it cost me to get the supplies from my supplier or manufacturer, I'm not losing in the end because you're going to see your profit margin looking a little skimp because you didn't take into the account that the money that I was making last year is going to change because of inflation. And especially in 2020, because they poured so much money into the economy and they printed so much money, like the inflation gap is even worse or larger. It's so much competition these days. It is. It really is. And that's why it's important that we brand our companies the right way because a lot of times it's not our pricing, it's really not, because people don't buy your product per se, they buy the brand, they buy the person behind the product, they buy the person behind the service, right? They fall in love with the person before they fall in love with the product, right? Like especially these days, because these people that you're buying, you got to think about even yourself, the people that you're buying merchandise from or you're buying services from, or you're connecting with, these are people that you watched or that you follow their pages or they have a YouTube channel and you love their personality, you love how they interact with you. Maybe you talk to them over the phone. Maybe your homegirl or your homeboy was like, "Yo, you have to try this person because I had such a great experience with them." Right? These are how businesses are getting new leads. So essentially, your pricing, I know there's a ton of people out there doing that have maybe a cleaning service, right? There is, but there is no one that does it like Bria, right? There is no one that whatever your value proposition is, make sure you hone in on that, hone on the things that make you different, because at the end of the day no one does it like we do it at Grand Rev. No one talks to you and make sure you're scheduled and make sure that you feel loved when you come into Grand Rev Financial, then Jossery, because she makes sure when she get on the phone with you, when she's emailing you, that she has that welcoming feeling, right? You can call another tax preparer or you can call another accountant and did not get the same interaction, right? So just making sure you're honing in on those value propositions as a business owner. As an individual, you want to make sure that, hey, look, I need that raise because my money's not worth the same, and a gallon of milk is now $5, right? This is a good information, especially for product-based businesses. Overhead costs can hurt a business. Absolutely, Autumn. Absolutely. And I love that. And actually, One Bridge, I do want to touch on it. One Bridge has an event coming up this weekend, literally a few days from now on the 16th. If you all haven't checked that out, go ahead and go to One Bridge Connect page. And that event is literally for our product-based businesses. So making sure that y'all prepared to go in on this year and maximize your revenue potential, right? And like Autumn also drove in, and is making sure that you're properly pricing your products and you're moving your cost, your revenue, your pricing every year, because you want to make sure that you're meeting inflation. You don't want to cut yourself. You don't want to cut your profit margin, because essentially your overhead is going to stay the same, right? Generally, your payroll generally stays the same unless you have somebody quit or somebody leaves, or you have to fire somebody, or you add somebody else to the team, right? Payroll generally stays the same. Your rent generally stays the same unless they're like, hey, at the end of the year we're doing a rent increase. And then your lights, your utilities, your phone, all that stuff, that generally stays the same. So what happens is your overhead stayed the same, right? Because JEA and everybody else, they're making sure they get paid adequately, right? So, but then what happened was, because you didn't properly price your product, or you didn't price your services correctly or change it, now you're eating up at your revenue, because you have to make sure that your overhead's paid for. I have to make sure that my office space is paid for, my employees, things like that, right? So we do want to make sure that you're accounting for these things. Yeah. So for the rest of this live, if y'all have any questions, of course, like per usual, ask questions, ask away. Hey, don't be shy. I'm here to answer your questions, right? So I do want to make sure that I leave you all with some tips too, right? Because we're all about putting things into action, right? Making sure that, hey, I'm not just gonna sit here and listen to Wadleen talk for 30 minutes and be like, "Do, do, 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 I'm done," right? That we're actually coming out with action steps. Okay. So, for one, definitely taking a look at those. If you're a business owner, taking a look at those pricings, right? For all your products and services, this is something you should enjoy doing, right? Like, oh, let me see how I can maximize my revenue going into the new year as a business owner. This should be exciting. And then as an employee, okay, you got to have that talk, or you have to see like how much is my raise gonna be. 3% raise, 4% raise, but inflation's 3.5, 3.5%. Whoa, Mm, and you're giving me a raise of 3%. mm, Negotiating. At the end of the day, you know what you bring to the table as an employee, right? You know that, yo, I'm supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. I'm here at 8:45 every day, and I make sure that I complete my work before I even get out the building. So, and I know I do amazing work. So, making sure that you're negotiating and setting your word, and making sure they know your worth and your value to the company, right? Put that out there, because at the end of the day, unemployment is high, and people are really not looking to get back to work. They're really not excited about getting back to work, honestly. Um, so there are a lot of jobs out there, and with the PPP out here, there's employers looking to hire because they need help as well. Because a lot of people were laid off during COVID last year, and we are looking going into this year, because the mutation of COVID and the spike in COVID cases, we can possibly go back into a lockdown. So definitely want to make sure you're negotiating your value with these companies, right? Do your thing. The other thing is budgeting. Oh, y'all gonna hear me say budgeting so much that you just gonna sleep, and then you be like, what leans in my head? Budgeting, budgeting, budgeting. Because I literally say it about every live I do, because it is so important, beyond important. Like, it is the foundation to making sure you are building wealth, right? After changing your mindset, shifting the mindset, working on your mindset, it's that budgeting, right? Create that budget, y'all. Understand what your money is doing, right? Because we're in a new year, right? We're not gonna keep doing the same things that we're doing, right? A lot of people got hit hard in 2020. We want to make sure we're maximizing. If you're receiving loans, if you're receiving funding, the stimulus was just out. Yeah, it was just $600, but how do we use that? Hey, Matthew. Hey, everyone on Facebook. I don't know, for some reason, I really don't know how to look at who's joined in on Facebook. But if y'all could help me, let me know, because I don't really know how to see it on the Facebook. But I do appreciate all you all that are tuning in on Facebook. I know I don't call y'all out um whenever I see it pop up, but I don't see it really. I only see it when y'all comment. I'm learning. But yeah, so make sure that we're definitely doing that, setting up that budget, our income, our revenue, and then ironing out our expenses, ironing out our fixed costs. So seeing how we can cut down on things, and also how we can push more money into savings. I do want to get into some market stuff, right? So who's investing in the market right now, in the stock market, maybe in mutual funds, ETFs, Bitcoin? Who's investing right now? Who has like a Robinhood? I know a couple of people that are using like Cash App to invest. Um, Fidelity. You know who's investing out there? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, Matthew, said me. Okay, cool, cool. What are you investing in? So let me know what y'all invest if y'all investing right now and then what you're investing in. Okay. All right. I'm all right. Since y'all a little shy, right? So, um, okay, he said Tesla, China. Okay. Okay. I had to post on One Bridge page. Awesome information tonight. Thank you, Autumn. Appreciate it. Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, yeah, I have Tesla stock as well. So, if you are following the market, or if you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to get into investing, but I don't really know how to start, right? Look, I'm not a financial investor specialist, right? I'm not an investment guru, but I do invest, right? I do have investments of my own. So I do have like Bitcoin investments, and then I have a few have a stock portfolio as well. I have Robinhood, but I don't know what I'm doing. I feel you, right? So yeah, so when you're starting out in investing, of course, like I know when I even started, mind you, y'all, I have a degree in finance. What did it teach me about investing? Nothing. It taught me basically what the like when you look on Yahoo Finance, what all those mean words mean. So that's basically what my finance degree taught me. Like all that money for me to not really even know how to invest for real. Like I have two degrees in accounting, a bachelor's and a master's in. Yeah, so a lot of my learning happened in the field, right? So I lost my first stock that I invested into was Dropbox. And it became an IPO, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in." So I bought $600 worth. It like completely plummeted. I lost basically like all of my money, right? But I was like, I am not gonna sell. I'm gonna keep it in there as a reminder that I'm gonna do more research when I go into investing. So it's sitting there. And actually right now I'm actually down a little over $300. So it did increase, right? But so I didn't lose all my money, but it's increasing now that we're going into a more digital age. But yeah, so really making sure that you're researching the company. Yes, it does take time. So like Jensen and Autumn, like it takes time when you're starting out investing because you have to research the company. You have to research the company, the CEO, and then also like following like the real investment gurus help as well. So I know like usually when you see a huge news just like hit like literally flying across Facebook and things like that. By the time it hits Facebook, you don't really want to put your money in there because usually it's overvalued because everyone is hopping in on it because everyone just heard the news, right? So what happens is you end up losing money because you hop in and then it goes down to where the value where it's actually valued at, and then next thing you know you're like, oh shoot, I'm down $50 because like everybody was talking about it. But if everyone's talking about it, then usually it's overvalued. And then but so you want to get it like right, like literally right when the news leaks, and then you want to if you're looking for a quick in and out, then you want to sell like when everybody hears the news, right? So when the news finally hits Facebook. But when investing, it's really a buy and hold situation. You don't want to get into the market and like want to leave like really quick. You want to let your money sit, and you don't want to just buy once. So if you know that you want to put away $50 a month in investing, buy the same stocks over and over again at different prices, and you will see like, okay, how your portfolio will grow, and you want to keep it in for a few years. You don't want to just buy and sell. and you don't want to like watch it every day and things like that. You kind of want to keep an eye on it, but don't stress yourself out. I know Matthew said, "How's Bitcoin doing?" So Bitcoin. Oh, let me touch on Bitcoin about a little bit. So I have a few minutes left, but Bitcoin is actually like doing really well right now, right? And we had, I believe, three or four major banks that just adopted Bitcoin. So usually with Bitcoin, in the past, because banks didn't adopt Bitcoin, what happens is like Bitcoin's up and then it goes down because the currency that will like be the game changer is the one that the banks actually adopt, because when the banks adopt them, you can now purchase things using Bitcoin, right? So now these big banks are adopting Bitcoin, and like soon we're going to be able to use Bitcoin as common currency. But so Bitcoin, I would definitely say take a look in it, right? But Bitcoin is actually going into a period where they're gonna stop making Bitcoin. Not like the US dollar where they print it every month, or every year, whatever they want to do, but they will actually get to a point where they stop making Bitcoin. And what will happen is because they stop making Bitcoin, there's only so much of a supply out there. So what happens when there's a limited supply? The value goes up because only so many people could have Bitcoin. So when the value goes up, your pockets get better. So yeah, so definitely Bitcoin is definitely cool. I invested into Bitcoin as well, and I'm continuously investing into Bitcoin to see how I go and things like that. And and a thing about cryptocurrency market, it's always moving. So usually with the normal stock market, it's up at 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then it closes, right? And on the weekends they're closed. So, but the cryptocurrency market is always up. So at 2 a.m., if you want to go trade, that's okay. I have $1,000 invested in Bitcoin yesterday. It dropped by $10,000 though. Shaking my head, but it's going back up. Yes, exactly. So see that dropped in $10,000. It's actually a great time to go back in. So things like that. Perfect example. So usually, like you're gonna see it fluctuate. So you want to constantly buy into the stock or buy into the currency, right? At different pricings. Because what happens is now if you go in at that $10,000 downturn, you just bought that amount of currency at a much lower value. So when it goes up, you've made even more off that trade, right? So you want to buy at different levels. You want to constantly be putting money at it and in it at different levels, and that's how you invest into markets and all that good stuff. Uh, any questions, y'all? So we will go ahead and take this party. Oh, Clubhouse. I didn't even put the thing on the Clubhouse calendar, but I will be on Clubhouse. If you do have an iPhone and need an invite to Clubhouse, let me know. But if you are on Clubhouse, go ahead and add Miss Wealth at Miss Wealth, and we're gonna go ahead and do a more open discussion on Clubhouse about the diminishing value of the U.S. dollar. So, and all this good stuff that I literally just talked about, we're going to go into Bitcoin some more, investing some more, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, y'all. Any questions? Any questions? Um, ooh, I do also want to add one more thing. Tomorrow, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we will be having a session, a PPP session. So anyone that has any questions about the PPP payroll protection program, maybe you're thinking, do I even qualify? Maybe you're thinking, what the heck is the PPP, or what are the qualifications? How do I get it? Things like that. I am literally going live for an hour tomorrow at 6 p.m. via Zoom. So if you do need the registration link, I'll go ahead and drop it in the comment section. But I'll also be posting about it on the all the platforms as well. So you can register for that PPP course webinar session tomorrow night at 6. So it's just kind of like a closed group. Going to go ahead and offer that out, offer this information out to you all completely free. It's not something you have to buy into. Just wanting to be make sure that I'm offering some assistance when it comes to that PPP loan, because literally, y'all, it's free money, right? Over $150,000, up to $150,000 can be forgiven with a PPP. So I want to make sure y'all getting this money, right? Do you have any more companies that you think is a good idea to invest in? Okay, so like I said, I'm not like an investment guru, but I do invest, in a few things. So Clubhouse is actually on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Yes, I want that. Clubhouse is on the Canadian Stock Exchange right now, and the ticker symbol is TONJ. So if you want to go ahead and get into Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is right now only available to Apple users. Imagine when they have an investor to bring in the app to Android. Y'all, that stock is gonna be like so much more money. So yes, and it's only like two something, $2 and a few change. It might have went down from earlier, but it was literally $2, right? $2. Um, Look, you can literally buy 50 shares for $100. Come on, y'all. So, Clubhouse is up there on the Canadian Stock Exchange. If you have like if you use like Fidelity to trade, or there are a few like bigger banks to trade with, then you can go ahead and purchase those stocks, those shares. Go ahead and get in early. Um, the other one, Zoom has been really good to me. I don't know if it's and I'm sure Zoom is going to keep going up, but I've made so much money with Zoom. Um, 2020 was great for me as far as Zoom is concerned, and that's another one that you constantly make sure that you're buying at different pricing. Um, mm, like Matthew said earlier, Tesla's doing really well. Um, who else? There's really quite a few out there. That's just a couple that are on my personal portfolio. I know I have Disney on my portfolio as well. Um, and mind you, Disney, of course, plummeted during the whole stock market crash and COVID, all that. And I was like, I made so much money with Disney, and I left the money in there. And then when the whole market crash because of COVID, it I was like, no, my money is gone, right? And like literally more than half of it is already back. So it's great to see the Disney stock back up. And I'm sure it's gonna keep going up again. But it was rough to see it go down that low. Oh, that was intense. LOL, something else to play with on Robinhood. Yeah, like go ahead and like set a budget. You can start small, maybe $20 every other week that you want to kind of put in there. But when you're another thing to remember, when you're investing, you have to be willing to lose that money, because you don't want it to be your bread and butter and you stressed out because you lost the last $50 you had in your account. Right? So so definitely make sure you're okay with losing it, but also make sure that you're doing the research so you don't have to lose it, because you don't have to lose money in the market, right? There is a way to invest where you're constantly making money even when it kind of does a little downturn. The market is an upward trend, right? So it goes down but it goes up, and it's an upward trending. And then when in doubt, invest in indexes. So the S&P is doing better than your savings account on any day. Times 700%. So on any day, indexes are doing good. ETFs are you're basically buying somebody else's portfolio. So that's something to look into as well. ETFs, mutual funds, they're pretty low on rates, but they're still doing better than your savings account, honestly. But the interest rate on those are low. I started a small business around June in 2020. Do you think I could still get a PPP? Now, with the PPP, you'd have to have started your business before February of 2020. So you can do like the SBA loan, but the PPP you have to have started it before February 2020. Yes. Any other questions? So tomorrow, y'all join me on Zoom. Go ahead and click that link to register for that Zoom, that webinar tomorrow for the PPP Protection Program. And then I'll see y'all also Wednesday night on Clubhouse with One Bridge. And then Saturday, we're going to be at One Bridge. If you're in Jacksonville, Florida, go ahead and come out to the Regency Mall, One Bridge, and get some wealthy knowledge. Um, and of course, like per usual, I'll be back here next Tuesday. So every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, I am here on these platforms, and then on Clubhouse at 7 p.m. So, y'all, I do have to hop off right now so I can get a little situated before I hop on Clubhouse. Like I said, if you do have Clubhouse app, go ahead and jump on at 7 o'clock. And then my at name is at Miss Wealth, MS Wealth, WEALTH, Miss Wealth. I'll see y'all later. Have a wonderful financially lit Tuesday. And yeah, again, uh oh, and another thing, of course, we're in the middle, we're about to happen, we're basically in tax season. If you need your taxes prepared, which everyone does, you can come on over to Grandma Financial, right? I'll see y'all later. Good night. Oh shoot, I'm exiting out of the wrong thingy. Alrighty. Oh, look at Matthew over here asking a question at the nick of time. All right, Matthew, I'm going to answer Matthew's question and then I'll go ahead and hop off. So, Matthew said, what stock is selling for $2? It is the Clubhouse stock. So, ticker symbol TONJ. And it's trading on the Canadian Stock Exchange right now. So usually it's on the pink sheet. So you have to trade during operating hours if you don't have like a bid and ask. I know I said some like technical terminology just now, pink sheet and bid and ask and stuff like that. But I'll go ahead and give y'all a crash course on like financial terminology in a later Financial Lit Tuesday session, right? I'll see y'all later. Good night. Bye. Jocelyn said bye, y'all. And she said, call out to Grand Rep Financial. She would love to speak to you all. Oh, you know what? I'll have her speak. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
We'd love to bring you in, handle your books, do your taxes, anything necessary for you. We are here.
All that good stuff. Yes. Good night, y'all.